Hey everyone, and welcome back to Sydney Trains Vlogs. I'm currently at Lidcombe's dock platform 5, waiting for a train to come in and terminate from the Bankstown line. Then we will board that and I'll film a trip on it from here to Bankstown. The purpose of that is to show you all, well, it's an easy explanation, to show you all what will become the new T6 Bankstown line when the reset. One sec. Sarah's a bit loud. To show you what will become the new T6 Lidcombe and Bankstown line when the Bankstown line between Bankstown and Sydenham closes for 12 months for conversion to metro. Mid this year, or between July and October, apparently, the Bankstown line closes between Bankstown and Sydenham, and from there the new T6 line will form and will run from here, Lidcombe, from this platform, to Bankstown, stopping all stations, so Baralla, Regent's Park, Birrong, Yagoona, Bankstown. So we'll just we'll get a bit of footage of a trip from here to Bankstown on that train. So the train we have for this trip is A30. So once it terminates, it'll stay here for about 10 or 11 minutes before heading back to the city via Bankstown. But we're only going to take this soon-to-be T6 portion to Bankstown. That is some really good lighting. That'll be the thumbnail shot, I reckon. But anyway, we've got A30. Glad I got that photo, actually. We've got some weather coming. So go upstairs for this. So we're now leading car of this train, car number D6330. So we'll head to this one. So we're sitting on the side with the sun glaring at us, but it looks like that won't be a problem soon. We're sitting on this side because that's the side the platforms will be on. All of them, actually. They're all island platforms. Let me just go through them in my mind. So you've got Baralla Island. What's the other? Regent's Park Island, Birrong and Yagoona and Bankstown, all island platforms. Yeah. So island platforms being where the platforms are between the tracks, and side platforms are when the tracks are between the platforms. You know what I mean? That's good.
Closing, please stand clear.
Varela.
So when all these changes come into effect sometime between July and October this year, as I'd explained before, the T6 part, what we're travelling on will become the T6. The T3 numbering will still exist, but will only be between Bankstown and Liverpool via Sefton. So when the metro opens, you'll be able to get a train from either Lidcombe or Liverpool to Bankstown.
This train will stop at Varela.
Get off the train at Bankstown, and just off the Sydney end of Bankstown Sydney Trains platforms will be the Bankstown Sydney Metro platforms. So Bankstown Sydney Trains and Bankstown Sydney Metro will be completely different stations. But they'll be sort of almost end to end with each other, literally just a stone's throw from each other.
This station is Varela.
But with that, obviously me explaining that to you now about the Sydney Metro, Bankstown, all that, you'll see that in an upcoming series of a full walk through each of the Sydney Trains Bankstown line stations between Sydenham and Bankstown. So there'll be a complete walkthrough up on the concourse, through the platforms, a little bit of train spotting in each of these stations, just to put in the archives, footage of the Bankstown line when it was operated by Sydney Trains before it is closed and converted into Sydney Metro. So there will be 11 videos total, so one at each of the stations, plus a full trip through the Bankstown line from Bankstown through to Sydenham. So that's a hint of what's to come.
Next stop, Regent's Park.
So yeah, that'll be like a final part for each of the Bankstown line stations while they're operated by Sydney Trains series. And then when the Bankstown line does close, we'll also get some footage on the final day of operations on the Bankstown line. Of Sydney Trains operations on the Bankstown line. I'm not too sure if I'll stick around for the very, very last train, as work does sort of take it out of me nowadays. As most of you know, I am a gardener. The weather is cooling down now, which means things will grow slower. However, we've had quite a bit of rain lately, which has put us way behind in work, and we've got a lot more rain to come. Today, the day of filming this video, is the 2nd of May, 2024.
This train will stop at Regent's Park. This station is Regent's Park.
Yeah, so this upcoming series is just also an opportunity to get some footage of each of the Bankstown line stations, as I'm sort of regretting, even though they look the same, but I'm regretting not getting much video footage and photos of the Epping Chatswood rail link while Sydney Trains was operating it. Again, not too much has changed there, platform screens, different trains, and Sydney Metro style signage, but still it would have been good to get more photos and video footage, which I'm kind of regretting. So same goes with the Carlingford line too. I mean, I didn't get a whole lot of footage of that either. So it'll be different with the Bankstown line.
Next stop, Birong.
Sefton Park junctions. So that line over there goes to Liverpool via Sefton. One thing that's just occurred to me is people wanting to travel, once the Bankstown line closes, people wanting to travel to Liverpool from Bankstown, Yagoona and Birong stations will more likely need to change at Regent's Park for a T3 Liverpool service. Happy to be stood corrected, of course.
This train will stop at Birong. Change at Birong for T3 Liverpool services.
One thing I'm really hoping with the T6 line is hopefully they are at a 15-minute frequency instead of half an hour. They are at all trains from Lidcombe now are at a 15-minute frequency, I believe.
This station is Birong.
Doors closing. Please stand clear.
Another thing is the Liverpool section of the line. So the T3 Liverpool, after all these changes, hopefully instead of being a half an hour frequency, hopefully they are improved to a 15 or 20 minute frequency.
Next stop, Yagoona.
So the T3 Liverpool line will run from the city circle through to Liverpool via Lidcombe, Regent's Park and Sefton. So that's something I'm happy about. Not that I dislike the Bankstown line, but I always liked, getting the Liverpool via Regent's Park services. Personal preference. Not important though, I mean, as long as people can get from point A to point B. That's what matters.
This train will stop at Yagoona. This station is Yaguna.
Doors closing. Please stand clear.
Once the T6 does come about, we'll do this trip again. Again, just for the archive to, yeah. So if this was a T6 service, the next stop is Bankstown, but the train will terminate at Bankstown. But now this train is actually going on through the city circle via the Bankstown line.
Next stop, Bankstown. This train will stop at Bankstown.
Alright, so this is Bankstown, so that's all for this video. Thank you for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, share the video. We'll catch you all very, very soon. Bye for now.